Yeah. Simultaneous, multi-taneous. Same
All
for me.
right.
All right. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Very nice. All right, cool. So let me go back to the home page on here. So essentially what you're viewing right now is the Nopal homepage experience. So when I come here, I'm just going to go onto my homepage right now. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. So when you arrive on nopal.com for your school, on the top left, you'll see a logo. You'll see right in the middle is what we call the bulletin board. And so on here, similar to a Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, you're able to see an activity feed of all different posts coming from all your courses or any groups that you're a part of, right in the center of the page. And so I can scroll through any of these, whether or a comment regarding the Hangout or an office hours session, I can be able to join that live from Nopal. On the right-hand side, I have an agenda. And so this agenda is for students and faculty. You can use it, and it syncs directly from all assignments, which I'll go into, from all of your courses. So it's a quick look at, and essentially a mini calendar view of all your upcoming tests, quizzes, homeworks for all of your courses and all the due dates. And it reminds you automatically, and you can set and personalize these notifications as a student. You can also filter out between all your courses. You can sync your Google Calendar directly into Nopal. Any questions so far? I'm going through it.
And Andrew, I think the other thing that we saw yesterday was important is you as an individual student or faculty can create your own events in this personal calendar that then syncs back to your Google Calendar. So it auto, so that's kind of the cool connection there is the auto syncing piece of it.
Exactly. So if you use Google Calendar, you can get push notifications on your mobile device regarding every single assignment and all of your tests and quizzes, so you never forget to do it. And just a part of the organization piece for Nopal and helping students succeed. On the left-hand side, I have a couple things I can go to. So a big calendar view. So essentially the agenda is a mini calendar view. If you want to go see all your courses in a month or week or day view, you can go and be able to go to the calendar to get that. Documents, essentially if you want to access any documents from your courses, for all your courses, you can go there. Courses, if you want to be able to find information regarding your courses and the course pages, you can click on them. On groups, you can create different groups that are outside courses. So if I want to create a group with other students outside my classroom, I can do that right on Nopal. And just to go to a course, just to show you what that looks like, I can hit MB 101, which you all are invited to. And now I'm in the course page. So just very simple. Similar to a Facebook group, you immediately see the posts that are related to this course right below. So I can see what posts that are happening in MB 101 Introduction to Nopal. I can see the links at the top: bulletin, roster, documents, assignments, grades, and about. And essentially what we focus on is simplicity with management. So for faculty, they can come in here, be able to communicate with the students very easily via the bulletin and immediately right away. And so can the students. So as a student, I can come on, or a faculty member, I can say, hey class, make, what's the answer to, or what is Nopal? And I can press post. And when I post that to the course, everyone will get a notification. They can come in. Tim can say, thank you for posting the Google Hangout. No problem. And I can have conversation in real time right on this activity feed. I can also note a post. So similar to like liking something on Facebook, I can note it. So it'll go like a +1 type of thing right there. I can comment on any other post, post links, videos, attach a file maybe if I want to. What's also nice is that we've seen in larger classrooms, especially in online environments, that some students don't feel comfortable asking questions. Maybe they want to ask something, but they want to put their name to it. So on Nopal, they can ask it anonymously to the students. Now the faculty member is able to see who has posted this, and the students know that. So I can do, what is 1 + 1? I can come on here, and I can ask that question. Maybe I don't know the answer. As a faculty member, I can hover over this answer to be able to see who it is, but students won't be able to do that. And just to show you what it looks like from a student view, I can't hover over it. I go back to the student, the faculty view. I can answer the question. Is 2. There we go. and then I can note that response saying, hey, that's a good question, glad that you asked. I also will receive notifications at the top right of the platform. So if students come in, they can see that right there. Additionally, if I want to start, maybe as a faculty member, I want to start a Google Hangout. So I can come in here and say, hey, I want to do like open office hours online. I can say, hey, class, make sure to join the office hours from 2 to 4 p.m. And then I can press post. And this is a normal Hangout. So when I press join Hangout, I'll have to just sign in because I'm in incognito mode. So I'm going to be doing a Hangout within a Hangout right now. So if you're ever wondering how to do that, you just do it in incognito mode and you can have two open at the same time. And here you go, you'll see me. And then I'm right in a Hangout experience with up to 10 users at once, right within Opal. Any questions so far on going through this?
Now, I think it's cool to recognize that even as a group, right, Andrew? So if we were to create a quick group with a number of the folks here, they could create a Hangout for themselves.
Exactly.
As well, right? As well as have their own private threads and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so I can just create that. If Tim, if you want to actually go on the course right now, we'll do some inception action right here. If you want to click that join Hangout link, you can click that link on your tablet or mobile device and be able to join the Google Hangout that I just sent to the classroom. And you should be able to come on in here with me on this new Hangout. And so what the difference is while we're waiting on that is that the difference is between a Hangout and a Hangout on Air. Basically, it's not recorded on a regular Hangout. It's a normal experience for meetings, group projects, faculty meetings that just want to get together online, tutoring sessions, one-on-one sessions, office hours, any of that, right in one place. And
Great.
So also you'll have all the features and functionality of a normal Hangout on Air experience as well that you can screen share. You can use any of the apps within Hangouts. If you want to be able to draw or do whiteboarding or any of the toolboxes or conference calls, you can call numbers in here. So it's really easy to be able to collaborate with students and faculty right on Hangouts within Opal. Okay. Tim, did you have a...
Yeah, I'm coming in now.
Awesome. There you go.
Here I am. Yeah.
Nice.
So here I'm both. I broke my PC, of course, but I'm here on the tablet.
Cool. There we go. So see, very easy to get on within one click. Instead of me knowing the email addresses or saying who I need to post it to, I just post it to the class. Immediately, everyone can join at their own leisure.
Right.
All right. I'm going to end this Hangout. And then I'll be right back to Noble. There you go. So that's the office hours experience right there. If I want to start a Google Hangout on Air like we did before, I just click Google Hangout on Air. I have a title to it if I want or a description. I press post, and then just like before, like we're in right now, you can have that Google Hangout on Air experience. And again, up to 1 million students that can join live. So really easy to have a lecture or any type of recorded experience. There's also a ton of different use cases for it where you can record, students can record themselves maybe doing a dance or, for a music video or a dance submission for a dance class. We've seen that all the time within the dance classes at U of A that we're pilot testing at. And it's nice to be able to have them immediately get engagement and responses from students about it.
Andrew, can I ask, actually, sorry, this is Matt Baker. Can I ask the team, in DeVry, is there any interest or thoughts around doing, massive online open courses like we would see like a Coursera or the other platforms that are out there? Does DeVry have any interest in doing that?
To an extent, yes, we do already. We have 4 courses that we just ran. I'm sorry, there's 3 courses we ran this last year in a MOOC environment, and there's discussion about doing additional courses. I'm not sure where we stand on the process of those yet, but we have had some MOOC experience, Matt.
Okay. The only reason I bring that up is one of the biggest hurdles of doing any type of collaborative efforts in MOOCs is those platforms are not built to have anything synchronous. For the most part, it's all done from an asynchronous perspective. And so this is really a way, if you're looking at doing more collaborative efforts on a larger organizational level, So that's something to kind of keep in mind because it does change what you can do from a MOOC perspective.
Right. Right. Good.
Awesome. Did everyone hear what he said? I think he was lagging up a little bit. Tim, were you able to hear?
For the most part, he
Okay.
lagged a couple of times, but the system sort of caught the message up.
And I think Penny was asking a question that Andrew, does a professor get notified of every Hangout? So within the course environment, the faculty members are able to create those Hangouts and Hangouts on air. So a professor, if you set your notifications, if you're an additional professor, you just have to set your notifications to receive those messages.
So the students can't do their own Hangout, or if they do, does the professor get notified?
So from the classroom, what we've done is that we've not allowed the students to do it from the course perspective because we didn't want them to be able to do that on their own and kind of lag up the system. We wanted the Hangouts to really be from a faculty perspective.
Got
but
it.
what
Okay.
students can do is on the groups, they can create their own Hangouts with students if they would like to. So if you want to create like a kind of a separate conversation, or if you want to be able to talk with a faculty member, you can just add them to a group and be able to start a Hangout immediately.
But everything's fully visible to the faculty member. It's not like a group of students could be meeting without the professor knowing about it within the structure.
The groups are outside of the classroom, so they could set up a group, whether it's with their friends or classmates, outside of the classroom. If they would like to add a faculty member, they could just add a group and add that faculty member to it.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
No problem. And so right on the bulletin, again, you can have all communication. You can post videos. If I wanted to maybe collaborate with everyone, I want to show them a video about Nopal. Maybe say, okay, well, here you go. Here's a little video teaser about our platform. And I can say, hey, make sure to check out our video. And then I can press post. And when I press post, it'll post the video. And then I can press play right on that, right there. And you can see it right within the Nopal experience. And I can mute that just to make sure I don't hear it. And we're good to go. So super easy to do that. Now going to the roster, from the faculty perspective, I can see who's in the class. Everyone's doing really well. We all have hundreds. And you can see the emails as well as the roles. So you can see whether they're student, professor. I can sort by that, sort by name, A to Z, Z to A. I can search, so whether I want to find Penny or Tim or Matt, I can find you guys all right there. Now if I view this as a student, you can see that from a generic student's point, they just see the name, role, and email. And so that's essentially what they'll be able to do. So I can just X that out from the student view and just go back. So documents, so essentially documents right on Nopal is an area similar like Google Drive for your classroom. And so let me, looks like my internet's having a little trouble. There we go. What you can do is be able to see on documents, you can see a private folder and a public folder. So the private folder is essentially your own Google Drive for your class. You can essentially have private documents, upload them, lecture notes, any materials you don't want to share with the class yet, you can upload right to that folder. In the public folder, it's the content public to the course. So any files, video files that you want them to watch, or any stagnant content, you can create folders, put them in different modules or different folder groups, and be able to do that. And you can download documents, trash them, search them, whatever you'd like right within documents. Within an assignments area, essentially what we've done with assignments is kind of took an overview of look at how we wanted to combine all information and upcoming assignments and links and videos and submissions, and we tried to bring that all together into one place and really organize it better for the student and faculty. So as a student or as a faculty member, you're able to see all your assignments that are up and coming, when they're available, when they're due, how many points they are, you can sort by them, the type of homework, what category you have, and then how many students have submitted those assignments. I can create an assignment or I can create an exam. So I'm just going to go and create an assignment. All I do is just press click create assignment, then a little pop-up comes up. I can come in and do DeVry Demo number 2. I can say what category that is, and I can choose the number of points. I could even add a video within this homework and say check out the video, submit a file for homework by tonight at 11:59 p.m. And then I can choose when it's due, choose when it's visible. I can make the due date today at 11:59, attach any files. So if I want to attach any files, I can do that. Choose a submission type, whether it's a no submission, online submission, or discussion board. So we have 3 different types. So with the no submission, basically for like an in-classroom project, a reading assignment, something that they don't have to submit a file for. Online submission mainly is used for the ability to have students submit a file, comment on that file, and submit any homework or assignment. And then a discussion board is essentially the ability to have a week-long discussion or a certain topic discussion or an essay discussion. If you'd like the students to be able to collaborate on that certain assignment, be able to post comments on their assignment submissions, you can create a discussion board for that and require students to have a certain number of posts as well as comments on them. And I'll go into that a little later. So just to do this, I can do an individual or group submission. Any questions while I'm going through that? I know that was a lot of information to take in. So any questions on that? Okay. All right. So once I press create on the DeVry demo number 2, it'll create the assignment. And Tim, if you want to do me a favor and go to that DeVry demo number 2 as a student, and let's see if you can submit a file so we can see.
Okay, let me catch up a little bit here.
Okay, you're good. So just to show you what the DeVry demo number 2 assignment looks like, so you can come in here. You can see that the due date on the top, the time it's due, how many points. You can see the description. I could have added any files. I can also go and watch that video live from YouTube right within the assignment. So a lot of faculty, what they've done is they've recorded themselves via Hangouts on Air, just the tool that we're on right now. And what you can do with that is post the recording into an assignment. So just as an example, you can say, maybe talk about the assignment that you want the students to be able to do, and they can watch you right within this assignment. So it makes it much more interactive. And so I just got an email from Tim that submitted his file. And so I can just check below, and let me just refresh the page. Let me go back to assignments. We'll go to DeVry demo number 2, and we'll go. That should be coming in.
Let's actually, do you want me to send a file?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That'd be good. Yeah.
All right, I'll send it real quick.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. So we'll just wait on that. And then additionally, you can also see from other assignments, I'll just show you what that looks like from other ones. So you can see that Tim posted one yesterday. You can see that he posted a comment, and you can say, cool. And so you can see, and I can comment back directly on that. So I can say, great job. And then I can also attach any files to this as well between conversations between Tim and I. So it's super easy to be able to do that. Great. I can also go to any other assignment, just like the one-page summary. Come in here. I can see that Tim also posted a comment here. He posted it late too, so I'm gonna have to knock off some points for him.
Hey, only some. We're a sum zero game.
So I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10 for that. So he did pretty well. He had a good description of Noteball. I liked it. And then I can just go back and be able to see any other assignments. And Matt, if you want to go and submit a file too, that'd be great. And then you can go through here. So, okay, go ahead.
Yep, let's see if that posted up this time. I believe I attached a logo and then submitted a file with it.
All right, it looks like it's not coming in. I'll have to go check this later. Looks like that's not coming in right now. But what I'll do, just to show you guys, I'm going to log onto my other account and be able to show you that file submission and be able to walk that through for you real quick. So I'll go into my teacher account to be able to showcase that. But any questions so far while I'm running through the demo? I know there's a lot of information I've been going over, but feel free to let me know if there's anything.
No?
All right, great. Well, let me log out of this account. Let me just do it real quick because can't have 3 accounts open at one time. I'll log out real quick. Great. Okay. There we go. On my Chromebook today, so a little slower than normal. All right, great. I'm just going to log in. All right, here we go. Great. Logging into our Randolph account. Okay, so you'll get to see our other demo environment that has pre-populated information on here.
Just real quick, Andrew, Ben had to step out, so
Yeah.
we'll catch up with him with the recording after. Thanks, Ben, if you're still on.
Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it. Okay. So coming into the Math 113 course, I'm just going to show you what files look like. So you can just come on here into the Assignments tab, be able to access those assignments right here. And just to show you what one looks like with the submissions, I'll come on here into the Submit 3-word introduction about yourself, come below. I can also, just to show you what the files look like, so you can be able to preview a document. I can show the attachments for that right here, and then also fit it to width. So if I want to see that document in action, I can also click on any of the documents right below. We've created a really nice viewer that uses Google's backend engine to be able to showcase these files. Let me put a nice UI on it. You can download all the files, download the individual file very easily from there. I can just X that out. Go right below, I can see all the students that submitted their files for this class and their submissions. I can come in and see Logan's submission if I want. I can preview that. I can be able to, I want to be able to see this request that he submitted, and I can download it. I can download it all, go to the different attachments in the bottom left. I can download each one from there as well. I can also, on the right-hand side, this is some information for the faculty. I can see what attempt this was, so if he had previous attempts, when he submitted this file. I can also grade it right from here, so I can put a grade and press enter, and I'm done. I can also have a conversation with Logan, back and forth, two-way street of conversation here. I can attach a file, comment, and interact in real time. So really easy to do that. And I can scroll up and be able to grade any others that I want. I can also download all these submissions if I wanted to, and I'll sort it by folder and name with all their files that they've attached for all their submissions. So it's an easy way to be able to go through the course. And just going back to assignments, I can also create a test or a quiz on here. So if I want to create a test or a quiz, I can go in and create an exam. So I can do, DeVry exam number 2. I can choose a category for this. I can also edit these categories at any time. I can put a time limit. I can put a description. And what's nice about Notebowl is that it's similar to a Google form. You can create a test and choose the default type of question that you want to appear immediately. So if I want to create a 50-question test, it's all multiple choice. I can just set 50 blank questions worth 2 points each, and it'll tell me that it'll be worth a total of assessment points of 100. If I want to just, for this example, I'll just show you, I'm just going to create 2 initial questions that are multiple choice. Now I can select which ones I want to do for this. So multiple choice, multiple select your response, or true and false. And when I hit create, it'll create those 2 blank questions within there. So I do, does anyone have a question?
Yeah, Andrew, and you can also upload CVS
Exactly.
CSV file, rather, CSV file, as a quiz and/or other types of documents, right?
Yeah, so we can migrate any content from your previous LMS and do that for you. We already do that for D12 and Blackboard.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so, yeah, you can come on in right into this exam. I can be able to create any questions. It's super easy to edit or create. I can just come into a multiple choice. I can say, what is Notebowl? I can say a social learning platform, LMS, something else, and I can do the correct answer. And then I can change the question points if I wanted to maybe 4 or 5. And I can change the question type. Maybe I want to change it to multiple select. It won't delete any of the question answers. I can maybe change some of these answers and say SLP, choose 2 of the correct answers there, and then I'm done. All I have to do is just hide it, and it'll appear right at the top there. Really nice. I can also see, maybe if I want to do a true and false question, so I can say, 1 + 1 = 50. That's false. And then I can do question points. Again, I can change that if I want to. I can change this question again if I want to change something else. And I can and just hide it again. To the top and choose my date that I want it to be available to the students. Now I'll see all the dates and assignments even if they're not available right away for the students. The students just won't see them. And then I can choose one. I can say, the 29th, and then I can just press publish, and you're good to go. So,
and Penny has a question about essay-style questions or math problem-type questions.
Yeah, so let me just go unpublish here. So what we've done with our MVP of our assessment tool is really created the ability for them to create the simple questions that most faculty will use for classes. And so that's been multiple choice, that's been multiple select, true and false, and free response. So if you want to be able to have students be able to answer a question in maybe a little longer in terms of response, you can create a true or you can create a free response question. So I can just add that question right below. Do a free response. I can say, write out your opinions on Opal. And then I can just put a little correct answer. I can say essay format, 4-sentence minimum, just as notes for me for later when I'm grading. And then I can add that and publish that, and students can go in and essentially answer a question in long form.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and then in terms of math questions, so we've been working with U of A, and we're working on towards going in and integrating some other tools that have done that type of thing, and then also in terms of our roadmap, being able to add those kind of functionalities to do formulas, equations, and that right within our Noble exam assessment tool.
Thank you. Okay.
No problem. So I can press publish. All done. I can unpublish at any time until the first test is submitted or started. So you'll have until that time to do that. So I can just press unpublish, go back to assignments, and then I can edit these assignments at any time just by clicking the pencil icon. I can create any test or quiz. Now just to show you, we also have the ability to create those discussion boards. So I'll just show you discussion board. DeVry. I can choose a category. I'm just going to do homework for this. Choose the points. I can put for my submission type discussion board, allow late submissions, say minimum 1 post and 1 comment. And then I can choose when it's visible, attach any files. Now what's nice on the bottom is what we've done is really smart, is that we allow you to just create minimum number of posts for the students, a word count, so recommended or required for the student to be able to submit, and then a minimum number of comments for them to have. So the student comes in, they're able to do this assignment, they come in, they're required to have 1 post, 1 comment, and 200 words for their post, and 50 words is recommended for their comment. And all I do is press create, and then I'm done. That's simple. And then I can just go ahead. Is there a question?
No, it looks good. It is lagging a little bit, just so you knew that. But
okay.
Very cool. Thanks.
Okay. All right, I'll slow down a little bit. Are you guys on the discussion board assignment right now? Can you see it?
Yes. Well,
Great.
I can see. Let's see.
I'm just on the home page of the discussion board.
Okay.
Yes, yep. Discussion board. I'm like highlighting it right now. Great. Okay, so you'll be able to see the description at the top. Submissions are right below. So students, as a faculty member, you can come in and start essentially grading and see all the submissions, just like a normal assignment, but just for discussion boards. And I can come in and see those submissions when they come in. I can, as a faculty member, be able to chat with the group and essentially have a specified area for those discussions right within your assignment. And so I can say, hey, class, write at least 1 post and 1 comment for this discussion. And then I can just hit create. When I hit create, it'll tell me the word count. Now I'm a faculty member, so I'm able to post without it being the recommended or required amount. I can so go in here, I'll see what I'm confirming. And once I press confirm, it'll say the post cannot be edited or deleted because it is a discussion post assignment. And you'll be able to see it right there. And then I can also comment on that. So I can say, if you have any questions, let me know. When I press reply again, it'll come up with that comment. I can see the total word count, and also I can just see that it won't be able to be edited or deleted. And so when I press
Hey,
confirm,
Andrew, this is Dave. I don't know if it's just me on, on my office connection, but I'm getting my screen to update probably only about once every 20 to 25 seconds. I can hear you fine, and I can visualize beautifully, but the screen is actually only changing about every 20, 25 seconds. I don't know if other
sorry.
people are seeing the same thing.
Let me go back to my Google Hangout. Let's see.
Yeah, that was the lag I was mentioning earlier too.
Okay, let me stop my screen share. Let me come back in. Let's see if it changes. Hold on. It might be my computer because I am on my Chromebook, and it's not as good as my Mac, unfortunately.
What?
So let me share that. Okay. Does everyone see the discussion board?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so it seems like it should be good, but let me know if that changes throughout discussing here. So yeah, so you're able to see this discussion board. You have essentially for any topics or posts or discussions that you'd like to have for the class as a faculty member, you can create them, create many different ones, and they're essentially allowing you to have those discussions within one location. And
Andrew, can you show? Do you have an example of a more developed discussion? What the whole discussion would look like, not just the start?
Yeah, so I can just show you one that's a little test one that we did. So you can see a discussion board right here. You can see students that can post links, they can comment, you can post and comment again, and then I can come here as a submission and be able to see Matt's essentially his status of that post. So he had 2 posts, 1 comment. I can be able to see and grade his comment and post. So I can see post number 1, what he did, post number 2, what he did, and also comment number 1, it'll highlight it. And I can come in and see what he didn't meet the requirements. So he had post 1, he only had 23 words out of 200. And then Matt also had 7 words out of 200. In his comment, he had 50 out of 50. So he did a good job with that. So I can give him points for that and grade his submission right here and also give feedback. Did you have a question?
Well, I think that's cool. What I'm really looking for is, let's say I'm a student joining in midweek and I want to just take a high-level view of the whole conversation that's been going on. What does that look like to me?
Yeah, so I can just come in right on here as a student and just press view as student. And I can just come in and see how many posts there are. I can come in on the discussion and be able to essentially view as a student through this post. And I can also see my submission through here, what I submitted for the class. And if I come in as Matt Baker, just to show you what that looks like, I can see Matt, what he saw was that he completed 1 out of 3 comments. He had 1 post that he didn't complete fully because he only had 23 words. Another one he had 7. And then 1 out of 3 comments, he got 1 of the 3. So he's good to go on that one. And I can also see those posts or view on the discussion board as right here. And then I can also come back to the discussion board, be able to, and it'll say required, the limit is I need at least 200 words to be able to meet that requirement. And then I can post right on here. So it's easy for them to do that. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. We tend to, our discussions, at least in the current time, tend to be sort of 7-day conversations with the whole group. So less about one particular post and more about keeping the conversation flowing, many different branches to that discussion. So I was just trying to get a feel for what that would look like.
Yeah, I mean, it acts very similar. So any post that comes up first, so any post will come to the top. So you'll be able to see that post just like you were in a Facebook group. And so the post, if this was today, this posted, you'll be able to see that. It was 7 days ago, but he posted that. And then other people can come on, any active posts or essentially go to the top. And you're able to see that and then also get notifications just like you would on Facebook right to the top right of the platform. You can see that someone commented on your post or someone posted within the assignments or within a certain class.
Okay, thank you. That helps.
No problem. Yeah, so it's very, very similar in terms of discussion of Facebook, and all those posts will come up to the top so you can have discussion and ongoing discussions for many days or even weeks or semesters if you'd like to use discussion boards for that. But as the faculty view, what's nice about that is that you can go in and grade those. So instead of it being on the bulletin, where when you're on a bulletin, it's essentially any of the live discussion within, any questions or general stuff being asked. When I come in within the assignment, I can go in, be able to see immediately all the submissions and grade them and be able to preview those submissions as well, which is really, really a nice feature for the faculty. So that's discussion boards. So if I ever want to edit that, I can just simply click on the edit assignment, be able to edit the any of the word counts or posts, minimums, right on there. So easily able to do that. Any other questions regarding assignments or exams, tests?
You know, Andrew, I might have missed this, but where do you, and maybe you're just using different terminology, but where would I find like the lesson for the week or any contributed content that came either from the professor or from the course?
Yeah, so basically what we've done with Nopal is create a really simple way to showcase any assignments or material that you want to have. So when you, as a faculty member, you can upload any and create any assignments, attach any files right there, and essentially set the date at which the students are able to see that. And so the students can come in when I press create assignment. When you choose the visible date and the visible on, they can be able to see, that's essentially when the student's able to see that certain assignment. So if I set this for a different date, they won't be able to see it if it's ahead of time. Or if it's today or in the past, they'll be able to see it immediately. And so you can add as a faculty member any content into that description of an assignment. So if I went to submit 300-word introduction about yourself, if I view this as a student, and I want to search for submit 300-word, I can see it was due a while ago. I can go into the title. I can see also the description, any information. As a faculty member, I can add attachments to here, so things they need to read. I can say, hey, make sure to read this certain thing right below, or watch the video that you need to do right here, or click on this Google document within the description. And then as a student, I can also upload my submission. Or if it's a no submission, they don't need to upload anything, maybe just material. What's also nice is that all the assignments that are right here immediately link to your agenda. So when you come on here and you're able to see essentially everything that's upcoming for your class, when something is due, when something is coming up, and I can scroll through all the different dates. If there's a black dot on the date, I can see when something is coming up for a certain class. And I can also filter by classes. So if I have my math class, if I don't want to see math, I just want to see my demo class, I can do that. Or I just want to see math, maybe not my demo class. Or maybe I just want to see my personal calendar, I can do that too.
So will that calendar view only show assignments that are currently visible, or will it show ones that aren't going to be visible, until a future date?
So if you're a faculty member, you're able to see everything. So right. You'll be able to see, but as a student, you only see what's visible to you. Okay. So when they become, essentially when they become available, you'll be able to see when they become available to be able to view, and then also when they're due.
Got it. Great.
And Andrew, does that when the assignment becomes available, does it give you a push notification that that's now available?
You can set certain notifications. So if you want to personalize those notifications, you can say, the assignment, I want to be reminded a week ahead of time, or 5 days ahead of time, or 2 days ahead of time before it's due. And then we also give you a little notification on the top right of when an assignment does become available.
Okay, great.
Andrew, Penny again. I just want to make sure I understand this. So the content that we're pushing out to the students is all organized around assignments. So there's not necessarily like a lecture or lesson about the topic of the week and then here's a separate assignment about that. It's sort of like all geared around the assignments for that week.
Yeah, and you could use it for that. So if, maybe if I want to record myself talking about a certain lecture, I can do that via Google Hangouts in there. Then I can add that video to an assignment in the description, and then the students can be able to watch that video. They'll have to submit maybe a file or a comment on it, and very easily you can accomplish essentially that. And so it's changing a little bit of the organization of how it's done, but we think it's a little more simpler for the faculty and students, especially for the student view.
I see it really appropriate when you're going to be meeting with the student, because that's when you're doing most of the pushing out is in the face-to-face session, and then this all sort of happens in supplement. I guess I'm still trying to get my head around the online-only modality and where just that feeling of where you have the place that you're essentially telling them, here's what we're going to accomplish this week, here's what materials we're going to use this week, sort of getting everybody organized and actually pushing them to do whatever tutorials or videos or whatever in preparation to doing the assignments.
Yeah, I completely understand. So I'll have our CTO come in a little bit to be able to kind of describe what our vision is with extending beyond not only with assignments but with modules. I think that's more of what you're kind of discussing.
Yeah, good terminology. Yes.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's where we're headed in terms of our MVP of what we've done right now. You can essentially see the list of assignments, and you can add some of that content. You can't require essentially them to come in, but I'll be able to do that. And Alex just joined right now. So Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Alex. So Penny is wanted to hear a little bit more about essentially the modules and vision for it. Penny, do you want to ask your question again?
Yes, I'm looking. I see where you can associate some content and some video material within your assignments, and that's promising. I think that's interesting. I'm looking more for an area where you sort of set the tone with the student for that unit. So you maybe reinforce the reading. You maybe bring in some ways that they can apply it through some links. So just one whole place that sort of sets the unit, the goals for that week, sort of the pushing out of content.
Yeah, right. So basically the direction that we're going with that is we're looking to combine documents and assignments together into a unit-based kind of automatic system. So basically what you would see is you would see a top-level folder that could say Unit 1 or Week 1 or however you have your class designed. And then within that you would see kind of this list of things to accomplish, list of supplemental materials, and then list of things that the professor might view as interesting but are not required for that module. So splitting it up into basically different sections that require different sets of action. So we plan on basically, so within, if you were to take a Unit 1, for example, within Unit 1 you'd have, say, like a set of homework assignments that would release on whatever date the professor set. You might even have a quiz depending on how your class is set up again. And then beyond that, like you said, you might have some reading. Now would go in the supplemental area underneath the to-dos, basically. Or they could be attached within the assignment as you see currently now. But basically, we're looking to bring documents and make it much more dynamic inside of assignments itself.
Excellent, thanks. That's exactly what I was asking for. That helps.
Great. Awesome. All right, thank you, Alex. Okay, so that's assignments there for you, and also the view there, and you'll be able to find that information. Also, going into the grade book. So once I hit the grades, I'm able to see from a student view what my grade is. I'm doing really well in this class. I have 100% as a generic student. I can be able to hide the certain assignments if I don't want to see them. I just want to see projects or quiz. I can see that there's an upcoming assignment that is for quiz coming up. I can see what score I have. Then I can also go below if I want to scroll through. Maybe I want to see this as Logan. I can see that Logan's he's not doing too well right now. He's a 67. I can see his scores, what he's done. I can also click on any of the assignments that I'm not sure of. Like, okay, well, you did really well on this submit 300-word introduction about yourself. So I can just click on that and go right to his assignment and see his submissions right below too. So if I want to do it, everything's very connected on Opal. Integrates with all the different features and creates one cohesive experience here. If I want to X out on this, I can just view grades from the faculty point of view and be able to see it from the class. So I can scroll through any of the categories on the top, like exam or extra credit. I can see all the grades right here. I can sort the grades by lowest to highest, sort students by the AZ or Z to A, see class average. I can export a CSV. Doesn't cost an extra $25,000 like Blackboard does. I can also see the categories. I can weight them, or I can drop the lowest grades. I can also rename categories right here and also add new categories and add weight percentages. Again, I can uncheck that to remove it or check it back to add it back. I can also cancel any of those changes. I can create a grade, import a CSV, set points for it. So if I'm doing maybe clicker questions, I can import that CSV file from the clickers and be able to get the grades up immediately. Any questions on that? Some other little things on the course settings. So you can round normally, round down, round up. You can do this, decimal precision, and we'll give you an example of this is what it'll look like. And so you can reset that or change it at any time. The About page for the course, so you can come on here and see a little About page. You can add any links, books, essentially sync information from your SIS, see the instructors for the class. We have Sal Khan, and you'll be able to do that right within Opal. And I can just go back to the bulletin. I'm back to the experience here, Now, what's also nice if I go to the home page on Nopal is I can also have a conversation with anyone, any students on the platform. So if I click create a group, I click this little plus icon to create a group. I can do like a little student study session, and then I can do next. I can add users. So I can just type and start to look for users and just add them by clicking next to their name. And I can add any of these students that are right within the platform if I want to do that. And so I can just search for their names and be able to add them right there, and then be able to do that. So I can just search for Alex or Alec and click on them right there. And give me a second, my computer is going a little slow because of this Chromebook. Okay.
There you go, back to the Chromebook again.
It's having a lot of problems today. There we go. I'm just going to add Logan.
It's the weather.
Yeah. I can just add Logan. And then right here you can see the students. Now, see, I should upgrade my Chromebook. It's a free one from Google, so it's one of those $100 to $200 ones that I have as a backup. So I can come in here and say, hey everyone, here we go. And I can post that. I can add a Google Hangout and be able to come on here and post that to the class and join immediately. Or I can do a Google Hangout on there if I wanted to with everyone and have an online meeting. So when I was in school, when I wanted to get together with everyone, we'd start a Google Hangout. But I know a lot of students that couldn't join the Google Hangout on time because they were at work or doing something else or had a club or activity going on. So you can do a Google Hangout on air just like we're doing right now, record that, and then the students can come and watch it so they don't miss the meeting. So something very simple that you couldn't really do before, but right on Nopal you can do with one click. And to do this outside of Nopal with Hangouts on air, it would take many, many clicks. You'd also have to request a student on Google Plus and go through that entire process, which is not very easy to do. And the same thing for Hangouts.
So as a note, Andrew, as a note, Penny and Ben, I've set up a group for us actually to do a follow-up conversation. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the Google Hangout on Air recordings, do you access the recordings exactly the same way that you would the live? Do they just appear in either in the thread or wherever they were created? Does it turn into a video link, basically?
Exactly. Yeah, no, you read my mind. So essentially, right on the course, if you create a Hangout, the link that we have on the Nopal 101 Introduction Nopal, when you guys can access it, it'll look like this after we end the broadcast. And then all I have to do is press play on that, and then I can be able to watch the video that I had here, and this is a little demo I was doing. You can also click this icon right in the bottom left and go into the lecture like it was live. You can see any questions that were on the right. You can click on them and then immediately go into the point of the lecture which they were asked. And so I can just pause that. I can go into the recording. This is what essentially Tim was able to see before as a student do. And this is what you see live. And then when it's live, you also have a box on the bottom right where you're able to ask questions.
So, Andrew, one of the things that we talked about yesterday was the ability to search. For example, if I wanted to search for our Hangout on Air from yesterday's demo, the only real way I can do that is by scrolling and finding. Is that correct, or is there a way I can search and find that?
Yeah, right now what we have currently is the ability to just scroll and find that information from a certain day. And then what we're going to be working towards is adding tags. So if you want to just see a professor post or a Hangout or a Hangout on Air, you'll be able to do that. And that's definitely coming up on our roadmap in terms of adding different functionality to the bulletin, just to be able to filter.
Great. Well, I know we're coming up to the top of the hour, and it looked like Penny needed to drop off as well. And so I think it's probably a good chance to save one last round of questions if Dave or Zuib have anything that they'd like to ask. Or
well, I have one. Hopefully it won't open up a huge discussion at this point, but you had mentioned, I think maybe when you were looking at the About tab or something about integrating or getting or syncing with your student information system. So I'm just curious at the level of integration that NoPoll has with SIS.
Yeah,
And,
full integration in terms of being able to sync over courses, students directly into the NoPoll control panel that we have in the back end.
Okay.
That we're able to, and then we're creating a dashboard right now, essentially for admins to go on and be able to manage the students and users from that. Currently, we synced with PeopleSoft at U of A, so we synced directly to their SIS. And gathered over all the courses and information that they needed.
Okay. And then for any, for a system that you haven't worked with, it would be, a custom integration or some sort of bridge that would have to be developed between the two.
Yeah, whether it's LTI, we
Right.
can do that, or with an API that you give us the keys, it won't take too long to be able to integrate that over.
Great.
It's really just a matter of you guys giving keys and access to it, and then and we maybe spend a couple days and it's all done.
Cool. Great. Thanks. And then as far as on the testing side, any capabilities or integration with the test like exam guard type platforms or test proctoring kinds of environments?
Proctoring tools. So we're working, there's a local company here, Proctorio, and so we've been working with them and talking about integration of their app. We're very close because they're both in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area in terms of our offices, and our team is in similar age, and so we definitely connect very well. And they're one of those platforms that we would integrate with when we get a request from a university or a school that's looking for a type of tool like that. If there's other tools, we can definitely integrate via LTI. And that's something we can integrate directly into the platform.
Okay, great, thank you. This is really cool, very interesting.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Great, all right, well, Andrew, thank you, and Matt, glad you're able to join us as well. Dave and Zoe, thank you as well.
Yeah, thank you, Tim.
Yeah,
You
thank
bet.
you, everyone.
Yep, we'll follow up shortly.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, take care.
Yep, bye.
All right, and then as I end this, so if you want to go see the recording of the first 20 minutes and listen in, you can go and do that. So I can just stop.